When I was a kid, I had a fantasy that I got lucky, that I basically was with the girl in the class, my classmate, who I had chemistry with, and that we were sort of in this sort of bubble sanctuary. We were just, that was the conclusion that I was not going to get lucky unless if I was literally locked up with the girl who I wanted to be alone with, who I could never be alone with because we weren't neighbors. There were no happy or nice um, girls who were my neighbors, or if they were, they never went outside. I never saw them. Um, Steep Hills, Twilight Saga, vampires. Okay, San Francisco. um, and I couldn't escape there, and basically about 95, at least 95% of the world has some degree of luck. About a little less than half of them are very lucky. About 20% are highly lucky due to some sibling equation. I had the opposite of that. I had the unlucky one, but my brother had that as well, effectively, even worse than me potentially. But if you're in that position and you're left-handed, Kurt Cobain, not lucky. Okay, you can see it, and hear it in his voice, and so that was, and this is all around the world. There's a lot of people who are rather lucky, and this tiny percentage who are so unlucky that no matter how virtuous they are, um, no matter how much potential they have, no matter how exceptional they actually are scientifically, not politically, okay, politically deranged like George Washington was a discounted IQ because he's politically incorrect. Um, that's the reality. Okay. Kobe Bryant, discounted in America. Martin Luther King, discounted. Bobby Fischer, way discounted. Okay. And George Washington. Grunge is discounted, and so that was my fantasy. Okay, that I would get lucky because otherwise there is no chance of that. Kurt Cobain is the extreme case because he's a left-handed guy. He's got the father figures, a bunch of uncles. Um, he's in the 27 mask shooter club. Um, that music, effectively, um, unique indeed. Um, and so that's, everyone, just about every famous person out there has some acute degree of luck. Okay, being isolated from the frontier or isolated from any competition. They've got Thomas Jefferson's big sister. They're lucky. Everything just happens for them. I wish it just happened for me. To have to talk about it is a weapon. Okay, and I'm I'm doing trying to do good stuff so that everyone benefits. Okay, I know that sounds pretty evil, but I'm trying to do the right thing, and I know that some people are like, Heil Hitler mentality, and I hate that. Hate that whacked out mentality of competition without love. Okay, you guys are haters if you don't understand the luck equation. That some people are just lucky and they don't necessarily say it, and other people they go, "Oh shit, okay, what do we do?" Okay, I will stay silent. I would give up everything to have the same luck that you guys had, and that would only happen in a bubble with someone who I actually appreciated. And this is the opposite of, that's how you weaponize it, by making sure that, Martin Luther King goes to Koreatown uh, Bobby Fischer goes to hell, basically, to the Cold War, basically. Um, all these, they're all weaponized to the extreme. And I hate that, okay? I only want to have love and be lucky, just like virtually everyone who you see in the popular media who's a successful front man, etc. And I wish I could, support those people in the most rational way without any conversation, because that just makes me, a weapon. And it's not me, okay? I'm an excellent instrument, but not a weapon. Okay, you can make a weapon out of anything. That is for sure. I guarantee you that. Okay, but I would much rather be an instrument of excellence.